Reading some of the quotes that have come out since you accepted the job, you've talked about always wanting to come back and this being a dream. I'm just curious, was there ever a time since you left where maybe there was some anger towards this place, and when did that anger maybe turn into a desire to return?
No, there never was any anger at all. I was always a Hogs fan. I watched. People would ask me, "Are you going to watch the game? Are you going to watch him play?" And I watched as many games as I could. I cheered for him. I rooted for him. You know, loved the players.
Coach, I know you returned to the Little Rock Touchdown Club a few years back, and it was well received and everything. But could you have ever imagined at that time? You said you always loved the Hogs. Could you have imagined getting this opportunity to come back and coach like this?
Well, like I said, I thought about it and dreamed about it, and I didn't know if it would ever happen. So certainly, I can't tell you how excited I am to be back here. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I truly do love Arkansas, the university and the state and the people. I think it's the most special place I've ever been.
And you mentioned getting to kind of see some of the individual players that Arkansas has on the roster. I know it's still a fluid situation, but given your history, I was wondering about if you had any particular thoughts on the quarterbacks that Arkansas has here, Jacoby Criswell, Malachi Singleton, if you've had a chance to look at them and see what you thought about them.
Yeah, I've had a chance to watch their video and see, some of their practice video, some of their game video, and see things that they can do. And obviously, you like the talent that you see there, arm strength and mobility and different things they can do. You really don't know a lot until you get out on the practice field and start practicing with them. So we'll look forward to that. And the rules are of such now where we have time to meet with them when we come back from Christmas and get in the classroom with them. So it'll be fun to see how much they understand about the game of football.
Bobby, last night, 20,000 people, yelling your name. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It was exciting. Yeah, I felt good about it. And again, I got to say it's a credit to Sam, to be able to bring me there and allow that to go on. I think it's just a credit to him. You can see the confidence that he has in himself as a man, and how much he loves the university and wants to do what he believes is best for us to go forward to win. Is a real credit to him.
It's been over 10 years. How are you different now than you were in 2011?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different, that, and you're different than you were back then. So hopefully I've grown as a coach, as a teacher, as a husband, as a father. I believe totally that I have. But hopefully I'm better tomorrow than I am today.
Bobby, I remember going to the groundbreaking for the Smith Center. I think it was maybe a Friday before a home game, but you never got to get in that building. I assume you've been in there now. Just kind of what's your thoughts on that building and finally getting to work in there?
Yeah, it was fun to walk through it and see it. And yesterday I took my own tour, I guess. Rounded up one of the young guys and said, "Hey, take me through the building here and show me it around." So it was exciting to see it. They certainly did a good job with it, and it'd be fun to start working in there.
And have you decided if you're going to be on the field or in the press box?
I haven't even thought about it. You guys are way ahead of me.
Coach, you talked about having to learn new terminologies. Sam going to turn you loose on you call
Yeah,
it
what we
you
talked
want.
about was be able to come in and run the offense and put the offense in and do that. And one of the things I've learned throughout my career is that you utilize everybody and you try to get everybody's input. And certainly I want to see the assistant coaches have their input. And when I interviewed with Coach, we talked about certain things. If he walked in the room and asked me about this, asked me about that, what do I think about that? And I'd say, well, I'd welcome it. There's a reason he's known as the best offensive line coach in America. And if he has certain thoughts that he wants to do on short yardage and goal line, I communicated to him that when I was calling plays at Arizona State, Bruce Snyder ran short yardage and goal line. That's what he wanted to do. That was something he was very, very proud of and very, very fond of. And it's if Coach wants us to do something on short yardage and goal line or third down, we're definitely gonna work on doing it. And I think that's how it has to work. That's how it goes. He's the head coach, and we're gonna do as much as we can to keep him satisfied and happy. And that, as an assistant, what you try to do is keep the head coach happy, and not chewing you out. So that's one of my goals. Let's make sure he's not chewing me out every day.